Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining in yet another video on this channel. And in today's video, we are going to look at the planet Sun as the creator of our own destiny. Okay, so the Sun is the destiny maker planet in the horoscope. And remember that the Sun is the most important planet that influences the whole chart. And by that influence, it is also going to influence your character as well as your destiny. Okay. It is that graha that determines your attitudes and goals and also affects health and luck. And, if you have a weak sun working in your horoscope, then it can lead to issues like constant failure, health problems and relationships. Okay. So, in order to determine the power of the sun, it is necessary to understand how the sun interacts with other elements. Okay. And you need to understand in which areas the sunlight spreads its influence, what signs indicate the strength and weakness of the sun. And you also have to analyze how the sun behaves when it combines or is aspected by other grahas or other planets. Okay. Now, coming to the importance of the sun in Vedic astrology, or Jyotish as we call it, the sun is regarded as the center of the entire universe. Okay, from a from a Vedic astrology perspective. And of course, we know that it is the most important and main source of life and energy on Earth. Okay, so this planet or this graha is responsible for health, strength, as well as the well-being of the native. And additionally, the sun represents power. Okay, so you know it represents power, it represents influence on others, sorry. Okay, and power, which can be called as the solar disposal. Okay, now if you have a weak sun, okay, if you have a sun which is unfavorable for you, in that case, this power or this influence on others can turn into vanity, selfishness, self-centeredness and arrogance. And it is the sun that determines the life goal of the native. It sets a certain path and enables our inner child to make the final decision. Okay, so I always tell this to my clients, every other planet can be handled, but you have to understand that the sun is the most important indicator in the natal chart, especially in the chart of a male. Okay, and if your sun is more or less okay or well placed in the chart, then you will be more or less happy, carefree, and very successful in life. Okay, but then if you have a weak sun, then the personality will be sort of dependent and soft bodied. Okay, because it is through the sun that the inner core of a person is strengthened and the ego develops. Okay, so the position of the sun in Vedic astrology, first of all, matters in determining the mind and not the instincts of the native. Okay, remember the moon, it affects the past, your dreams, images and fantasies, influencing you through feelings and emotions. Okay, but the sun is responsible for the present moment. Okay, it shows your actions, deeds, and position in the real world. And this sun is responsible for the way in which you present yourself to the society, how brightly you shine and what influence you can have on others. Okay, now any characteristic of the planet that joins the sun or that is aspected by the sun or has any kind of relation with the sun is revealed to its fullest extent, because the sun simply throws light on everything it encounters. Okay, so for example, if we talk about a favorable combination of Jupiter and the sun, then all the qualities inherent in Jupiter is going to shine in the best light for the native. And because of this, you can have a good career and reach unprecedented heights in your workplace. Okay, and remember, the symbol of the sun is one of the oldest in the world. That means all the cultures more or less shared a similar symbol. Okay, and the sun is also a deity. He is known as Surya Narayan. And in other cultures, the sun represents the prototype of a certain hero from mythology, on the path of which there are many difficulties that the hero needs to cope with in order to achieve great results. Okay, so your chart, as I said, can become quite difficult if you have, if other planets are making a bad or a tense combination with the sun. Now, how to determine the strength of the sun in the horoscope? Okay, remember that the sun is revealed most strongly in Leo and Aries. Leo, of course, is the home of the sun, where no other planet can exalt. Remember, no other planet except the sun finds itself comfortable in Leo. Okay, no other planet can exalt in Leo because that is the kingdom of the sun. Okay, and similarly, Aries, we know it is the exaltation place of the sun. So if your sun is either in Leo or Aries, it can give a huge flow of energy and vitality that will allow the native to lead people by being an excellent leader. Okay, and what are the main characteristics of a strong sun? Okay, the person is going to have a lot of self-confidence and in his or her own skills. Okay, the person is going to be in harmony with the self. Okay, there will be independence and autonomy, which should be very important for the person. Okay, uh you know the person would be easily able to fulfill his or her desire by following a certain given course from an early age. Okay, and this person would be keenly interested in politics, would be a reliable friend, supporter, and helper for others. Okay, now if you have a strong sun internally, then the signs can also get reflected externally. If you have what are the external signs of a strong sun? A round face, high growth, large physique, high forehead, broad and heavy bones. Okay, the hair is going to be dark or with golden tints. Okay, brown eyes and sometimes gray. All right, and the skin color is going to be darkened or olive skin color. Okay, now remember that the sun becomes weakest in Libra and Aquarius, and as a result, if you have the sun in these two signs, you will often be accused of following the opinion of the majority, or bending under circumstances. Okay, now bending is not to be confused with adaptation. Okay, people with weak sun will refuse to take responsibility and be independent. And in terms of health, a weak sun is always going to cause problems with the eyes and the cardiovascular system. Okay, so what are the main features of a weak sun, if you could list it out, right? So there would be a certain lack of self-confidence about the native. The native is not in harmony with his or her inner world, would never know what he or she actually wants in life. There would be a lot of irresponsibility and dependence on others. And then, the native would always fail to make a clear-cut statement. Okay. Now, if the sun is unfavorable, then externally the person can appear very thin and sickly, weak physique, can have thin bones, will be a slouch. Nowadays, it is known as couch potato. Okay. The hair would be sparse and thin, often light in color, and the eyes would be small as well as expressionless. Okay. So this is about how the sun builds your destiny. Do let me know if you can find out your sun to be strong or weak on the basis of the points that I just discussed in this video. Okay, as always, I welcome your comments in the feedback section. And should you have any doubts, please leave behind your feedback. Please leave behind your feedback in the comment section, and please subscribe to this channel if you have not done it yet. And please share with your friends and family if you think that they are also going to benefit from the knowledge that I'm trying to provide. So that's it from me in this video. I'll be seeing you soon in yet another video. Namaste. Om Gurave Namaha.